So I'd like to start by just talking about my experience in relationships. Currently, I've been in a relationship for 18 years. We've been married for 10. Prior to that, I was in a long-term relationship and we ended in separation. And the great thing about that is we're friends to this day. We talk, we share, he comes over for dinner, and it didn't have to end in such a way that we had to vilify each other and then invalidate the amount of love that we had for all of those years. I say that because I got so much experience in that relationship, so many tools, such greater understanding of myself that I've been able to put into this relationship. And sometimes relationships get hard. Sometimes they get challenging. And I think it's really important that we have lifelines, that we have people that we can go to, therapists, coach, counselors, that can actually help us to see some of our blind spots, that help us to go, hey, wait, you're repeating this behavior, or the way that you're talking, or are you even hearing your partner, or do you understand even what he wants? They help to kind of show you some of the blind spots that we have, that I have, that he has, and take us off of our positions in such a way where our perspective broadens and our perception shift, and then all of a sudden I understand me better, and I understand him better, and he understands himself better, and he understands me better. And then we're talking more, and there's more dialogue, and there's more closeness and connection and laughter and intimacy and lovemaking. And we just get to have, after 18 years, a deeper level of everything because we're both willing to roll up our sleeves and courageous enough and willing enough to do the internal work that we need to do to allow ourselves to be our best selves in the relationship. I think one of the biggest myths, especially when people come sit on my couch in my coaching office, is I think that they somehow think that relationships are supposed to take the pain of the past away, or make them feel some sense of happiness or fulfillment or achievement. And I think that's great. But my experience of relationships are relationships kind of illuminate or highlight, if you will, the areas in my life that need my attention, that need me to address, that might need my healing or some sort of self-actualization or forgiveness. And once that starts to happen, any moments of happiness or satisfaction or joy or fulfillment I have are just cherry on the cake. But for me to put all of that pressure on my partner, I don't want to burden my partner that they are the reason for my happiness. They are supposed to fill me. They're supposed to bring me joy. They're supposed to be my satisfaction. No, they're along for the ride. So that's one of the things that I have to really, with my clients in my office, help them to understand that it's their job to find that within themselves. And any moments that they have with their partner are fantastic. I say that because in 18 years of being with the same person, I keep learning more and more buttons that I have, more and more triggers and reactions and things that I need to look at, that some of my blind spots, if you will, that make it challenging for us to have a level of trust. If there's no trust in a relationship, I honestly don't know what people are doing. Because if I don't trust you, I don't feel safe enough to express myself or expose myself or disclose certain things. So you're only in a relationship with a part of me. I want to know that I feel safe enough to be myself, safe enough to feel self-expressed, feel safe enough in the world. And in a relationship, that happens with clean, open, honest communication. If there's been some sort of violation of that in the relationship, an affair, anything like that, also clean, open, honest communication will reestablish that trust that's been broken. So trust is the foundation of every relationship. And when clients come to see me, I kind of weigh out through certain questions where they are on that spectrum, because that's something we have to start working on to begin with. I also need to know what they need, what they want, what their expectations are. Because when those aren't being met, they feel violated and start vilifying the other person in the relationship as well. So there's so many different factors to a relationship. A lot of my clients, I find that when they get crunchy, they just start talking louder and faster with the person. And when someone's talking at you, you've tuned off and gone to a different planet. So it's about kind of slowing things down, allowing people to drop into their emotional state, and being vulnerable enough to ask for what they want, which is challenging for people. They might not get it. They might feel rejected. They might feel humiliated. They might feel stupid. But we work through that stuff as well. One of the common things that I see in my practice, it's a common theme, is one or the other or both don't feel appreciated. So I need to know, like, what is your language of appreciation? What would that look like to feel appreciated? What would they need to do? What would they need to say? What is it that you want them to understand? Again, there has to be safety, there has to be trust, so there can be the safety to kind of open yourself up in such a way to allow your partner in. Because most people don't even realize that they're not even in relationship with their partners. They're in relationship with their partner's belief system, whatever that is. And sometimes 8 or 9 years in, there's a divorce because the two have never even met each other. They're just at war with themselves and then at war with each other because they don't understand what this means, or that they have this kind of self-defeating belief or these thoughts that are challenging and kind of eradicating the relationship. They're always testing to have the other person show them how lovable they are, how deserving they are, how worthy they are, how special they are. And I'm not trying to get all around the board, but I'm just trying to give you a sense that it's very important that the person have a greater understanding of themselves. And once one has that, then we get to teach the other person, one, what that means, and what we want, need, and what that would look like. That said, the reason I get to go to the wall with the people that come into my office is because I'm very open, I'm very loving, and when that's a space that someone's walking into, I can be very direct, very forthright, and really kind of find out what's going on. One, I'm not a side taker. So when I work with relationships, I need their truth and their truth. I then need each of them to understand what the other person's truth is, even if they don't agree with it. And then I can get in and kind of show them where they're getting in their own way, or what would need to be had, or need to be said, or need to be done, or not, in order to help to bridge that trust and that safety to bring them back together as one, or to bring them back together as a strong couple. So for me, it's really about trust, it's about safety, it's about me understanding myself, taking responsibility for my happiness. I also think that a mediator, of a therapist, of a coach, of a clergy, whoever it is that you feel safe and confident in, that you have those lifelines to consistently self-actualize, to consistently become more conscious, to consistently personally develop, to grow, to heal, to be the best version of yourself, so that when you're in a relationship, you can be accountable for your side of the fence, they can be accountable for their side of the fence, and you can each grow and actually have deeper levels of the things that you initially had when you first began in the relationship. So that's what I have to say, and thank you so much.